Hi, thanks for tuning in to Talk Spirit. I am super excited today because I have a special guest. I'm going to bring her on. Her name is Grace Grella. She is a psychic medium. So let me bring her on.
Hey, Ginny.
Hi. So from what I've read about you is you are a psychic medium and you first discovered these abilities right when you were 7 years old. And you've been on multiple national television shows, MTV, talk shows, local television things, and you also had a show on Cablevision Long Island, correct?
Yeah, yep. For over
Okay,
30
okay.
years, actually. Yeah.
And obviously radio and podcast. And you had a article in the New York Times and Women's World magazine, correct?
Yeah, they did an article, a write up on my abilities, and a lot of
Amazing.
it was a blessing. And I was also blessed to have a lot of our colleagues who have written and published books mention me and my abilities and how I assisted them in their books. So, which
Oh,
is to
wow.
me the ultimate compliment. When you have some, it's kind of like getting
Right.
the SAG award. It's like for your
Right.
peers vote you. Yeah, you know what you're doing, and you're good. It's a lovely day. So I'm very appreciative of
Right.
that. Hmm.
And you have
I'm
a
the
live
cheerleader. I'm the
call-in
rah
show
rah girl.
yourself, right? And you
You
have a
know,
live call-in show as well on YouTube and Facebook Live. And what is the name
Yeah,
of
I
that
do it with
show?
Michael Zinn. You know Michael Zinn. Michael Zinn
Oh,
is
I
our
do.
favorite
Yeah.
Scorpio, one of our favorite Scorpios.
Right.
In fact, next Thursday is, I believe it's next Thursday evening at 7 o'clock Eastern. We're going to be doing another live uh,
Right.
show. Is it next? Oh, the 26th. The
Okay.
26th. It's Thursday and Eastern time, 7 o'clock Eastern time, and it's live on streaming from uh, Facebook and YouTube and wherever else StreamYard. What he's got going on there, he's got us hooked up
Right.
on the frequencies. And so, if people want to call in and ask questions, I can psychically answer. I'm like you. I can answer. We're multifaceted. Do you want to talk
Right.
to the dead? Do you want to know what's going on in the future? Do you know, it's all about what that individual needs to lift them
Right.
up. You know, and we lift them up. We don't bring them down. We lift them up. So
Right.
it's all about giving that love frequency, that love vibration. And I was so
Exactly.
stoked when I found out your astrology, girlfriend. No wonder you're so fabulous. You're an Aries with a Sag moon and a Cancer ascendant. That's why you're so awesome. Okay. So
Right.
it's
Right.
it's and helping people to understand themselves. Like my superpower is I can tell you yours. I can tell you
Right.
your superpower. I can tell you what's going on, what you need to be doing for yourself to get where you want to be, you know? And people
Yeah.
just, it's all about the 411. It's all about, I'm the messenger, baby. Just, I'll give you the information. So it's once people realize that we're normal, I put that in air quotes, normal. Abby, normal. You know, that we're normal and this is just a part of everybody's ability. As I
Right.
explained, everybody can be an artist, but there are very few Rembrandts and Michelangelos, but everybody can do a stick
Right.
figure, right? So if
Yeah.
people meditate and practice and really get into the vibe and the energy and the awareness of their own inner abilities and insights, um, and stop explaining it away rationally. Most people are left brain rational, logical, linear. So something happens and
Right.
they go, oh, well, that makes sense because there was a solar flare and that's why my lights flickered. No, that was your Aunt Martha saying hello because it's your birthday. You know what I mean? It's knowing how to lovingly accept that our loved ones who have passed on are still loving us. The love is eternal; that goes
Right.
on forever, and
Right.
they're going and still watching out for us and protecting us and guiding us and letting us know, hey, you're never alone. That's what I tell people. I am never alone. I always have the invisible entourage with me. And it's fabulous, you know. But sometimes it can be a bit
Yeah.
much. Sometimes I say, I am in the flesh here. I am human, and I need some Z's. I got to get some sleep, guys.
Right. Right. We have to
Silenzio,
have
please.
boundaries sometimes with them because it's like me, I'll be like, "Hey, yo, I'm trying to sleep. Like, I'm really tired today. Like, I need a break." Like,
Yeah,
so I completely understand that.
exactly.
So I know my personal experiences of when I discovered, like these abilities as a child. I'm just curious, like, how was it for you growing up? What were your experiences? Like, when did you start feeling? And, for me, it was kind of scary, like in the beginning. Like, I was very young. I was actually kind of scared. So, yeah.
Oh, well, I can relate to that. I was like the cowardly lion in The Wizard of Oz. I do believe in spooks. I do. I do. I do. I do. It's something that can be very disconcerting, especially the way I was raised. I went to Catholic school. Sister Mary Margaret didn't think this was the swiftest thing on earth here. So it
Yeah.
was always being like, instead of embracing it, I was taught to fear it. Okay. And
Right.
but when spirit moves you. God says, pay no attention to the uptight nun in the classroom. So it's about, but I've met clergy who get it, who understand. There are people, rabbis. I've got my favorite rabbis. I've got my favorite people in religion, air quotes. It's, to me,
Right.
religion is like a job. You know, it's like, oh, which
Right.
which corporation are you working for? You know what I mean? Oh, you work at the temple. Oh, that's nice. Oh, you work at a church. Oh, that's nice. Oh, it's we're all one, and it's all about
Right.
love, and the universe is love energy. So however, my
Right.
mother used to have an expression. She said, Grace, there are many roads that lead to Rome, but they all get you there. So it's like,
Right.
whatever path you take, however you're comfortable, um love is something that permeates our souls, and God is love. So
Right.
it's all
Right.
good in that respect. Okay. So everybody's
Yeah.
on their own path, everybody's in their own lane, hopefully, and experiencing what you need to experience for your soul's growth. So, to one person who's an atheist, this is all hooey, and like, yeah, I don't think so, blah, 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 blah. And then my father would say to me, Grace, you know what? There are no atheists in foxholes. And he was in World War II. So it's like, when you're at a crisis point in your life, the first thing out of a person's mouth is, oh my God, right? Or God
Right.
help me.
Right.
Or yeah. Then it's like, who's your daddy? Then it's like, okay, now we're going to give props. Now we're going to understand who's in charge and who's in control. Okay. So it's all about, well, however you need to get there in your time. I'm not pitching revival tents. I'm not, I'm not trying to recruit anybody here. I'm just trying to empower people with knowledge and information,
Right.
because knowledge is
Right.
power. So empower yourself with the 411, with the information. So it's,
Right.
once people experience you and say, Ginny, she's a hot blonde. I don't know. Is she having a blonde moment, or does she really know what she's talking about? And then they realize, wow, she's really gifted. Well, wow, Ginny said this and it was true. And so I think that builds people's trust factor in us.
Right.
It's like,
Right.
call me crazy now, and 3 weeks from now, I'm going to be Amazing Grace. And I've seen it. I've been on the
That's
planet
a great
a long
one.
I've been on the planet a long time, and I've seen it. I've had people ridicule me and some not so nice things, and then come back to me and apologize and say, you know what, Grace, I know I gave you such a hard time, uh, but you were 100% correct. Like, there was this woman who
Right.
was a nurse, and I said, no, you were meant to be a teacher. You work with kids and blah, blah, blah. Cancerian. Okay. And
Wow.
she really gave me a hard time. 3 years later, she knocked on my door. This is a true story, and said, "Grace, I'm here to apologize to you in person. Can't say cancer because they're so
Mm,
loving. Okay, because I know I put you
right.
through the ringer, and you were absolutely right. I just got my teaching certificate or whatever." And so I said, "Well,
Wow.
I'm blessed that you shared that with me because not too many people do that. You give them the information, and then it's like being Johnny Appleseed. You plant the seeds, and then the tree grows, and they're having their apple pie, and they forget all about you. You know what I mean? But and that's good. That's okay. I guess that's the way it's meant to be. We just empower them for the moment and inspire them for the moment, and then spread your wings and fly. Oh me, oh my! All around the world,
Right.
statues crumble for me. That's another thing. Music. All musicians I know are gifted because they they're
Right.
they're on the frequency. They're very psychic. They're very able to, like Glenn Dove in Florida. I don't know if you've heard of him, but you should have him as a guest on your show. Check him out. Google him, people.
Okay.
He's a drummer,
Okay.
but he is a blessed and brilliant medium and psychic, and he's a Scorpio, so he was born that way anyway, as a Scorpio. But um,
Right. Right.
he's awesome. You would love him. Um, I know so many people. I don't know, Michelle White Dove, God rest her soul, uh, came to me. I've had her on my cable show, and then when her son died before she did, she came to me, and we reconciled that with her. And then we just recently, it feels like yesterday. That's another thing. Do you find on the other side of the veil, it's like time doesn't exist? It's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
you
I
know, I
always tell people that too. I always tell people that like spirit can be in multiple places. Like they'll be like, "Oh, was so and so with me when I didn't go to the funeral, but was they with me?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it's like they were with you, but they were also with the people at the funeral."
Mhm.
So it's like it's they're everywhere at once. So yeah, that's my experience with what I feel when I connect with spirit. So
Because it's
yeah.
true. Because all it takes is one. Oh, it's a great example for a visual, for people who are visual oriented. Is in Star Trek when they used to say, "Beam me up, Scotty," and when you'd see all the molecules start vibrating, and then they became
Yeah.
invisible and
Yeah.
transported. All it takes is one molecule to be with you, one molecule to be with me, and we have our soul is like billions. Now it's not Carl Sagan, billions and trillions of molecules. So that's why God is everywhere. It's mind
Yeah.
boggling if we think about it. But I would
Well,
love,
I mean, it makes sense. Yeah.
yeah, I'd love for people not to be afraid of us. So many
Right.
people are fearful, and instead of uh, all I say is, look, being skeptical is healthy. I can
Right.
embrace that, but being cynical is negative. And that
Right.
cynicism, that negativity that comes with cynicism, kind of shuts the veil down. It kind of like closes it up.
Right.
It's um, have you experienced that? Because I've found that people who are neutral, like Switzerland, people who just say, "Okay, I'll hear you out," blah blah blah. The information will flow freely. The people who are like a brick wall energetically, um,
Right.
it's just, I mean, it's just sad
Yeah,
because
it's like there are little like when people are very open and I always tell people just come to the reading open and receptive. That's what I always say. That's all I need from you is to be open and receptive of the information. And when I do that, I'm able to kind of flow a little bit more. As I say, we're like the middleman. Like we're kind of, bringing that information from spirit and translating it to these people. And I always say it flows better. But when they're just over there like, no, I don't understand that. Like, just not like, even if I always tell people if you don't understand it now, you may understand it later. It may not be you may not get it now. it may not be meant for right this minute, but you're going to understand what I'm talking about maybe later. So it feels like when people are a little blocked, like it's like the flow kind of it's not flowing, right? It's like the flow is messed up. So that's why my rule is, hey, I'll just come open and receptive to the information.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And it's that's what's so remarkable about our abilities is that yeah, it's going to sound cray cray now because you haven't experienced it yet. Okay, that's I always say that.
Right.
Yet you don't know this person yet, or you haven't experienced that yet, but you will.
Right.
So that's why I
Right.
say, you give it time. You write it down, you take notes, you record the session, and then you go back to it,
Right.
and then you say, "Whoa!" There's no way Ginny and Grace could have Googled that information because I didn't even know it. You know, so
Right. Right.
it's allowing. It's just allowing and being open, and I think if we can encourage people to recognize that this is to help them and not harm them, and yeah, there's good in everyone and not everyone is good, so you have to have to be able to discern who the con artists are and who the gypsies are and all those people who just want to make a dollar. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. um but that's in any
Yeah.
profession. you know there are
Right.
quack doctors, and so it's
Right.
it's all about um know your audience, trust your inner tuition, trust your gut feeling, trust that
Right.
knowing inside yourself when you meet somebody and you go, warning,
Yeah.
or it's like, oh, I don't feel good around this person, or my energy's drained, or I feel
Yeah.
tired or cranky or whatever. There's
Right.
That's the universe trying to tell you something. you know it's like
Right.
that old spiritual
Yeah.
song. Maybe God is trying to tell you something. Yeah. So listen to yourselves. And I love, love, love when uh, people finally start having awareness. I'll put it that way. And they say, Grace, the other day I was walking and I looked down and there was a feather and it shouldn't have been there, and blah blah blah. And I said, yeah, that was your mom. She was sending you, the birds of a feather flock together. She always said that to you. OMG, yeah, that's right. That was her mantra, blah blah blah. So it's like when you can connect the dots and assist them in recognizing and embracing the
Right.
signs. Uh, I don't know. It makes my day. I think that's why we do this work personally.
Right. Right.
It's like,
I know I love to hear the feedback. Yeah, I love to hear the feedback, or like even when I do like a medium session and someone comes in and they're just so down, and then the information comes through and it's like a healing takes place. You can see like the transformation from I was down, I was depressed to like, you know, they're
because they were
smiling, or
in darkness and
they're
you brought them into the light, darling. Okay?
right.
They were in
Right.
darkness, you brought them into the light. So it was the light of their loved ones, and that
Right.
eternal light of love. And boom,
Right.
round robin, we're back to it's all about love. All you need is love,
Right.
as the Beatles
Right.
would say.
That's
So
that's one of the most rewarding things to me. That's one of the most rewarding things is seeing that transformation. So, and it's so crazy because I'm not even the only one that sees it. So I work in this office building and I have an office there. And so we have receptionists there. And one of the receptionists is like, I noticed that people come in and they're kind of like sad. They look sad and they come out smiling. And she was like, I see
mhm.
that every time. And I'm like, oh, wow. Like, so like sometimes even if I don't see it, like they see it. So it's so crazy. It's just that's the most rewarding part for me is
Yeah,
just seeing like them go from dark to light, them go from sad to like feeling like it's like a healing. It's literally healing. That's what it is.
I
So,
agree. I concur 100%. Well, of course I would. We're both Aries with fire moons. Of course we are. So it's Now, it's also with your healing abilities. When did you fully embrace your healing abilities? I'm curious to hear.
Like, what do you mean? Like when I first started doing this? Like,
When were you aware? What happened when you were 12?
oh,
12, 13 with a pet or an animal? Or did you uh, nurse something back to health?
oh, yes, yes, yes. So my dog, I had this dog. He actually got hit by a car. This dog lived like forever, by the way. Like we always called him the ever living dog. I actually got him from this like little shelter thing. And anyway, he ended up getting like he got out of the like fence thing that we had in the back. I can't remember what all happened. It was so long ago, but I know he got hit by a car. And my dad took him and then he came back. And so I had to like basically like feed him, like, I had to do all this stuff. I had to take care of him. And we wasn't sure. Like my dad's like, oh, he's probably not gonna make it. Like, but he
You
did.
nursed
He
him back to
actually,
health. That
yeah,
was when you
yeah. He
started your healing, using your healing abilities.
I never thought about that. Wow. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
dog
Well,
was
don't make me do
so
Robert De
alive.
Niro now. You're talking to me. You're talking to me. I'm a psychic
Right, right.
medium
These
too. So, and
I know, I know. It's just like
Spirit wants
I
you to give
forgot about
credit
that,
to yourself. Spirit wants you to give credit to yourself, to recognize, click your heels 3 times. You had the power
Well,
all along.
another funny thing that you bring up with you bringing up the age of 12 is there was I remember I had told my family, like, I had randomly, like, just went in front of all of my family, like, everyone was sitting around. I think we had, like, it was Christmas gathering or something, and I told everyone, I was like, "Hey, I'm gonna move to California when I grow up." And they were like, okay, whatever, And I've been here 17 years now, but I was like, I knew from that age that I was gonna be here. It's the weirdest thing, but yeah, I was around 12 years old when I said that as well. But I started sensing spirit younger than that, but it was scary. But that makes sense with the dog because I forgot all about that though. But that dog lived forever too. He was still alive after I even had my son. And like my parents finally had him put to sleep because he was like so old. It's like my brother was like, dude, this dog won't die. He's just like forever living.
Did you see the movie The Green Mile with Tom Hanks?
Yeah, I did, but it's so long since I've watched that.
Okay, well, in the movie, the reason I bring it up is because there was a prisoner in the jail who was just so gifted from God with healing, and he
Oh,
unfortunately
yeah,
was in
yeah,
the wrong.
yeah.
He was trying to heal the 2 little blonde girls, and they thought he killed them, but he didn't. He was trying to bring them back to life, and he infused part of his healing ability into Tom Hanks, and Tom Hanks lived for like forever. It's like your dog was like gonna live forever because he had that energy, that vibe, that essence, and that's what you did to your dog. You gave that. It was
Wow,
that
that's
love,
crazy.
the power of love. There are a lot of
Mm,
songs, Luther Vandross, the power of love. So it's you acknowledging you got it going on. Thank you, God. Thanks for this gift. And
yeah,
this,
wow.
by the way, it's non-refundable. We can't give it back. Just so you know, you got to use your gifts, right? Yeah, yeah. Can't
Okay.
refund them. So, but
Oh,
you're awesome.
man.
I'm just reminding you,
Yeah,
it's
I
spirit
remember
and
that.
occupational hazard, Ginny. It's like I can't help myself. It's like spirit moves me. So it's like remind her, tell her when she was this age, and remind her that she healed her pet, and remind her. And sometimes we get so busy, especially you. You're so giving and generous with your ability and your time and reaching out to
Right,
others and making sure everybody else is okay. You got to kind
right.
of like embrace yourself and be loving. God said, love one another as we love ourselves. You got to start loving on you. Okay. So I think
Okay. I
that's what
probably needed to hear that because I do drain myself a lot constantly, doing this and that and everyone else. So yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
So they're saying,
makes a lot of sense.
if mama's not happy, nobody's happy. you know, you, you need self care. You need to, chill. You need to get a massage or a mani pedi or Cancerian ascendant. Get your favorite meal made for you. Like go out and have somebody
Right.
else serve you for a change. Okay, so
Okay.
I think pamper yourself a little more. That's what they're suggesting to you. Okay. So all that
Okay.
beautiful love that you're giving to everybody else, and everybody else is very hopefully grateful. You need to uh, reward yourself and give it to yourself as well. Just
Right.
suggestions
Right.
from spirit, you know. Um, and I've learned, and I'm sure you have as well, that we just have to deliver it because if we don't, they haunt us. It's like tell
Right.
them this, tell them this, tell them this. It's like the broken record. So it's please forgive me for reading you on your show, but it's
No,
what
I'm
I
I'm
do.
enjoying it. I get to be on the other side this time.
Yeah, and that's what they're saying to you. That's precisely what they're saying to you. So I guess that's the reason that I'm here as your guest today, honey. You needed some love from above. That's my mantra, my catchphrase. You need
Oh
some love
man.
from above. You know, have get a little grace, have a little space with grace. So it's
Right.
all about you allowing yourself the same love that you give to others. And what about are you going away next week? Are you supposed to travel next week?
Mm-mm.
There's going to be an
No.
opportunity for like a day trip. I keep hearing the Beatles sing a day tripper. So somewhere where you can drive. It's definitely by car. Um,
Hmm.
now, are you in Southern California?
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you outside of Los Angeles?
Right. Yeah.
Okay. Um,
In the suburbs of
yeah.
Los Angeles.
Okay. They're showing me like the GPS thing in my head picture. And this is where she is.
That's
This is
funny.
Ginny. And I said, okay.
Yeah.
But they're showing me that you're going to be driving like a day trip, like either a spot at the beach or Malibu or um, Santa Barbara
Oh
or,
wow.
yeah, some la di
That's
da,
funny.
lovely place. Yeah. And it's
Okay.
enjoy it. Enjoy it. So maybe
That's
somebody,
not that far. It's like I think like Santa Monica, Malibu, like it's like 30, 35 miles from me.
okay. So
It's
how
not
long a
that
drive
far.
is that? That's not a long drive, right?
Yeah, it depends on traffic.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm in New York, so I know all about traffic, girlfriend. Yeah, yeah. But it'll be worth it for you, love. Like somebody wants to
No,
treat
I
you.
do. I go down to Malibu and Santa Monica every now and then, and I haven't been out to Santa Barbara in a while, a pretty long while. So, but
All right. Well,
yeah,
I
I don't
think
know.
this is an
I don't have
invite.
any plans, but
Yeah, but the
hey.
universe does. But the universe does. The universe does. You don't know it yet, but somebody's going to invite you. Let's meet for lunch, or let me treat you to lunch, or it's common, girlfriend. I'm just saying. Okay. And
Okay.
you can text
I'm
me
down.
and let me know how fabulous it was. Okay.
Okay, I'm down. I need a break, honestly. Like I'm just always working and just doing
Mhm.
my thing, like business, like doing this and yeah.
And that's
So
beautiful and that's wonderful and it makes you happy and that's good. But you also you can't sustain that. All work and no play makes Ginny very frustrated and cranky, right? Okay. So you need to allow yourself some fun, okay, and relax and
okay.
enjoy your life as well. Being of service is
Okay.
a lovely, beautiful thing, but also remember how beautiful this we're blessed and all the beautiful things there are in this life, and um,
Yeah.
and I know you appreciate them. I know how much you love the water and the beach, and you know, being
No, I do. I do.
Yeah, I know. I know. So it's going to be a fabulous reward. It's like a bonus. It's like a bonus for all the hard work you've been doing.
Right, right. So, I was gonna ask, now that we're talking about, me talking about how sometimes things drain me. I know with what we do, it's so can become so energetically drained. And I feel like I'm like you're like the mother psychic over here, right? And I'm like little guy, right? So it's
You're like
like
Shirley Temple.
so it's like I'm like, how do you, I mean, I try different techniques. How do you have that, like, that thing where it's like you keep from, when you're dealing with, you're dealing with all the different clients, you're dealing with all the different energies of people. And me personally, I love what I do, don't get me wrong, but there are times where it's just I get so tired and so sleepy and so like drained. It'll be like I have like zero energy.
Mhm.
And I'm trying to learn to balance that even more. I'm getting better at it, but how do you energetically like keep that balance with,
Okay. Well,
within yourself?
okay. Well, with you, darling, it's because of that Cancer ascendant. So you absorb and process for people. You none should have to do that. You don't have to do that. All you have to do. What sign is your Mercury in? Do you know?
Mercury.
Rules the mind.
I want to say there's a lot of Aries in my chart. I know my Venus is Aries. I'm not sure. I'm not
All right. Well, well,
100%
check it
sure
out.
on my
Check it out.
Mercury.
Check it out for yourself. Because I feel that has a lot to do with how you process your communication with others. Okay. So I
I
kind
want
of
to
feel like,
say Aries. I want to say Aries because I know my Mars, I believe, is in Taurus, so sometimes I have that slow motivation. But I've worked with that energy. The Mercury is the communication, so I want to say it's Aries. I have a lot of Aries in my chart. My
okay.
Venus is Aries. I believe Mercury is Aries as well.
Okay.
So
All right, great.
yeah,
So it's about recognizing that you don't have to do the work for them. You're just the observer. So you need to learn how to
yeah,
detach a little bit instead of absorbing and taking it on to yourself. Um,
okay,
Ask Archangel Michael, like before you go to work and do sessions, even before you walk out outside your door, uh, envision that. Ask Archangel Michael to protect you. It's in that
okay.
purple and gold light of love and
That's
protection.
so funny. I actually have a candle burning right
So,
now, like literally right here. I don't know
yeah,
if I could pick it up.
is it purple and
Yeah.
gold from Archangel Michael?
No, it's like a blue.
Okay. Oh, and Sacra Blue, Sacred Blue, yeah. So, because
Yeah.
Archangel Michael is your main man, okay, he's going to protect you. Ask him
No,
to,
that's who I work with all the time. That's so crazy.
yeah, and he's your main man, and
Uh,
he's going to use his sword of light, truth, love, and justice to cut those cords of negativity or draining energy away from you, okay. And the
right.
restoration comes from, yeah, it's like a twofer. Archangel Michael and Archangel Raphael, his green light of healing, okay,
Yes,
um,
yes.
and to come in and envision yourself in a meadow or some green atmosphere, okay, and Archangel Raphael just healing you from head to toe of all those energies.
Right.
Also, do you smudge a lot? Do you smudge? Use
Yeah, I do. I do.
not enough, I don't think. They're saying that
Yeah, it should be more.
yeah, because that helps clear the vibration and the energies. It really does cleanse. It's a spiritual cleanse. Also, if you don't have time to do that, you could just use Florida water. Okay,
Yeah,
that
I do use that too. Yeah.
Okay. So there are a lot of tools in the trade that will shift and energies and get us to. It's like even the smell of peeling an orange, that citrus,
Right.
blast of freshness and cuts through. Citrus is such a cleanser, you know.
Right.
They put it in all cleaners and stuff like this. It's my Virgo ascendant. I love cleaners. Okay, anything clean, anything. Let's make it tidy and clean. Okay, so
Right.
but that freshness, that oh, that smells so good, or that's so refreshing, or it just
Yeah.
shifts you, and it'll re-energize you. And
Okay.
they're saying allow yourself enough time between sessions. So sometimes you get on a roll and you just keep going. And they're saying, have have a cup of tea, you know, uh, take a walk outside, give yourself breaks, schedule in sanity breaks for yourself. And it allows you to
Right. Right.
recenter, realign, so that otherwise it's like the Hoover Deluxe job. It's like that they vacuum out your energy, and they
Right.
drain
Right.
it right from you. So you're no longer allowing that. You're realizing that spirit's got you on every level, protecting you, healing you, restoring you, and you don't have to process for them. You're just assisting them and recognizing what they need to do for themselves.
Right.
And
Right.
that's all we can do as healers anyway, because they're the ones that are in charge. It's their job to heal themselves. Metaphysician, heal thyself.
Right.
So it's we give
Right.
them. We might clear the blockages. We might assist them in the alignment so that they can do it. But it's an
Yeah.
inside job.
Kind of
It's
like
an
give
inside
them the
job.
tools that they
Yeah,
need to use to do it. Yeah.
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. Mhm.
Oh man.
Isn't this fun?
So you're yeah, so you're out of Long Island, right?
Yeah, Long Island, New York.
Uh,
Island girl. I'm an island girl. Long Island, New York. I lived in Florida for a number of years. Um, at Florida, I love Florida, but it's great to visit. But I love the change of seasons. You know,
Yeah.
the vibe, the energy here is so fabulous. The only other place where else was the energy? San Francisco. Years and years and years and years ago, when I experienced the energy in San Francisco and Sausalito, um, wow, this feels so fabulous. And Hawaii, wow, this energy feels so
Oh
fabulous.
yeah. I was just in Hawaii last year and I loved it. I loved the energy there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me too.
Yeah.
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 So it's everybody uh, everybody's soul. Now, I don't do astrocartography, but the people who do can tell you where around the world you are going to be your best or have your best
Yeah, I
experiences.
had an astrologer come on that was talking about that as well. But I don't know, I always felt drawn to come here and it's weird how spirit orchestrated it. Um
That's because
and
you've
how
had a lot of lifetimes in California. That's why you're there.
I did a past life and I did pick that up before. So I was like, I felt like I needed to come back here. So it's really weird. I don't know.
Yeah,
So
and you were especially your lifetime as maybe well, the Hopi tribe is an American Indian. So I don't know if you feel an affinity with American Indians, but you were definitely a medicine woman in an Indian tribe that in California. I'm seeing it like it's clear as day in
really.
my head. Yeah. So, do you find yourself making elixirs, knowing what herbs to put to make something taste good?
Yes, I make oils. I just made like a protection, an evil eye protection oils. And I make like different oils and I have a whole herb thing of like different types of herbs that you can use for different purposes. I use them in candles for manifesting. So yeah, I
Wow,
work
wow,
with
wow.
so many
Maybe I'm
different
psychic,
oils.
Jenny. Maybe I'm psychic, Jenny. Okay, well, where do you think you get
Hmm.
that ability from? The soul
I
retains.
don't
The soul
know.
retains all those experiences. And usually everybody,
Right,
well, not everybody, but a lot of the people I know that are on our frequency, okay, of healing and service to
right,
others spiritually, it's been lifetime after lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. And, you glean and you take with you the healing abilities or the recipes. That's what we'll call them, the little recipes that you do. Okay. Um, and it's a beautiful
yeah,
thing because
yeah,
this was something that was innate to you. It was like you were remembering it. Nobody taught you it. You were
yeah.
remembering it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I just know sometimes what to use for what, and
Yeah.
it's
And it's,
yeah,
it's a combination of claircognizance where you just know, and also past life experiences where, oh, I've done this before. I know how to make this
right.
work. Yeah. So
Wow.
that's what's so fabulous about it.
Wow. And so people can do like private sessions, like other than your call-in show, you have that, but people can book private sessions with you
Oh,
on the
absolutely.
gracegrella.com.
Yeah. The easiest way for people to schedule something with me is shoot me an email, gracegrella@gmail.com. But they can do it through my website as well. Yeah. But
Okay.
I
Okay.
don't know why. I just respond to, I have Mercury in Taurus, so it's slow and steady wins the race. It's got to be
Right.
methodical for me, my thought pattern. So emails work really well for me. So if people want to
Right.
contact me and schedule something or get information, email me. Um, and I
Okay.
will make it happen for them. So and I always feel I'm curious to find out if you feel the same way, Jenny, that the people that need us somehow always find us, right? Like
Yes. Yes.
I'll be
Yes.
talking to somebody and I say, I think you should contact Ginny because she's got the vibe that would fit well with you. I'm like the karmic social director. It's like they give me this awareness, like, tell them to contact Ginny or tell them to contact, like I told you, get in touch of Glenn Dove and have him as a guest. Okay. Um,
Okay, for sure. For sure. You'll
yeah.
have to give me the information, but yes, of course.
Yeah. Um, it's definitely, um, I don't know. We're all a part of each other. Quantum physics is the string theory.
Right.
So we're all a
Right.
part of each other, and it's just remembering that. It's like,
Yeah.
the
Well,
fabric of humanity.
I know there's some psychic mediums out here that they're like trying to be in competition with these other psychic mediums, but like I don't see it like that because
That's so
it's
silly.
like
That's so silly. That's counter intuitive. That's pun intended. That's counterintuitive because we're supposed to be assisting and empowering and lifting each other up.
right.
It's not a competition. That's the
But
ego.
it does like there are some like that. Like they talk about, they're like, talking about like they always talk about other psychic or like, you know what I mean? Like I just
Yeah,
see
I
it
do know
like
what
on
you mean.
social
I
media.
absolutely do know what you mean. And that's when I say to myself, that speaks more of their energy than you. So then you just shake. I
Right.
do my bobblehead. I shake myself. Oh, I'm so sorry. Bless your heart. Like they do it down south. Bless your heart, because you'll figure it out and it's not what you're doing. So
Right.
they're still learning. I look at that as, how old are you? Are you in high school? What? This is very sophomoric behavior. How old are you? So it's what
Yeah.
divinely is meant for you. Nobody can take from you. So it's
That's
like,
what I always say. Like, it's like I'll have clients that'll say, "Hey, I did a reading with you, but I also went and did a reading. You guys were saying the same thing." And I'm like, "Yeah,
yeah,
you know,
hello, there
I'm
should
not
be one
mad that
story.
they got a second opinion. Like, that's totally fine." but it always blows my it's always great, like, and blows my mind when literally they're like, "You and that person literally said the same thing," and I'm like, "Oh my god, I
But
love it."
that's a good thing. That's a good that shows that, as I say to everybody, because I call it psychic shopping. They go psychic shopping and, "Ooh, let me get a reading from Ginny, and let me see if she says the same thing as Grace, and let me see if maybe she gives me some different information." And that's all
Right.
possible because
And then
everybody.
sometimes they do. Sometimes
Yeah,
I know sometimes one psychic will know something, and then the other psychic will kind of be able to pull some more information. It won't be that it's a different reading, but it'll be that, like, maybe
expanded.
they're able to access access a little bit more. So I
Yeah.
always but I love that term psychic shopping. That's great.
Yeah, but that's human nature. That's human nature. It's like, okay, let me see if they're going to tell me the same thing or whatever. Or and sometimes they do it just because they're going to shop
I've
around and
had
somebody
clients
tells them what they
I've
want
had
to hear.
Yeah, I've had clients say that they went to someone and that person said, "Don't get a reading from anybody else." Like, I don't ever tell people that because I'm just like, why would I
Well,
don't
that's a little Machiavellian, if you ask me. Anyway, like mesmerize. That's control. That's a very negative
right.
energy. That's a negative energy.
Right.
It's all about me.
Right.
It's got to be me. That's very narcissistic, actually. So it's all about. It is. It is. It's
I
all about
believe
looking.
it too. I'm like, you can do whatever you want. Like, they're like, no, they said it messes up the energy. And I'm just like, okay,
Well, you and I
whatever.
both know that's not true. You and I both know that's not true.
Right.
So somebody that's coming from truth and light and really from the right energy frequency, um, you're not going to hear that type of banter or uh, ridiculousness, I'm going to call it, from people who are the real deal. All right. Because if you're the real deal, you know that, we're all pieces of the puzzle. When you put us all together, you get the big picture. So even though
Right.
the people who are practicing in that negative energy space and saying things like that, they don't know better yet. When you know better, you do better, right?
Right.
So forgive them,
Right.
Lord, they know not what they do. So it's like there's still their inner child still is very bruised or needs healing. Okay. Um,
Right. Right.
and uh, it's that it's sad, actually. It's really sad. So that's why you have to learn that discernment to detach yourself and not get involved emotionally. Don't take it
Yeah.
personally, right? And realize, oh, that's so sad. You're operating from that energy. I'll have
Right.
to love you
Right.
25 miles away from me. See ya. Wouldn't want to be you. You know. Um, I, I just you can't. You really need to stay positive, especially in this world that we're in currently. The energies that are flying around. You need
Right.
positive people in your life. You need people that are coming from loving energy, helping energy, um, and if they experience anything like you just said, they should run as fast as they can in the
Right.
opposite direction. Say, "Well, God bless you,
Yeah.
gotta go. Bye-bye." You know?
Yeah.
Don't get involved with
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, the biggest thing here is you shouldn't have some spiritual worker, spiritual, person or psychic medium saying, "Hey, you can only work with me." Like, that's a red flag. That's a big red flag. Like,
Yeah,
so that's
absolutely.
what I feel. I feel it's a red flag. That's just me.
That's
Because
a
yeah.
ginormous red flag. That's like putting a red flag in front of the bull, you know? It's like, no, you really don't wanna do that. Yeah, no. So
Right, right,
hopefully, well,
right.
but look at how everybody that's blessed to tune into your show, to your podcast, um, has you. You're from the light. You're from love. The people you vet your guests so you know their energies and uh,
Right.
yeah, these
Yeah.
their energies are going to enhance and uplift my listeners, and so that people, you'll be like the psychic Oprah. You know what I mean? People learn to trust listening to you because you. No, I'm serious. You have already figured it out for everybody else. Okay, this person's good for you. This person will help you. This person will assist you. You know?
Right.
So,
Right.
again, just giving credit where credit is due to yourself. So, you're building
Thank you.
your stellar character and trustworthiness for your viewers and your clients.
Right. Right.
They know
Right.
you're not going to steer them wrong. They know you're not going to make things up just to make it fit. Okay.
Right.
They know that you're just as beautiful inside as you are outside. Okay. And so you're the whole package. So this is why you're climbing Jacob's ladder here. I'm seeing Jacob's ladder to
Yeah.
heaven. So it's definitely you're on the right track. And I hear Aretha Franklin singing Pink Cadillac song. Cruise on into it better than ever street. Okay. That's another thing with me. Music, I'm a music. I have somebody once told me, Grace, I think you have a Wurlitzer in your head. The jukebox,
Right.
old fashioned Wurlitzer jukebox. But spirit speaks to me through music, through lyrics, and
Wow.
not just me, but a lot of people, where a loved one has passed, you turn the radio on in your car, or you turn the radio on to tune into your show, and a song comes on. Oh my God, that was our wedding song, or oh my
Right.
goodness, that was the song that got me through when I was having such a hard time, or there would be a connection there with the music. So
Right.
yeah, calling all angels
It's
now
so
and here.
funny that you were talking about that because spirit's really funny with me. They like to well, a lot of people see like the numbers and stuff like that, right? So I remember I was in Hollywood and I was driving and I this car like cut me off, right? A typical LA. So the car cuts me off and like their plates is like 666, and for me that means warning. It just means like pay attention. That's what it means for me. Just from my experiences with seeing the number. And I had the radio on and a commercial come on and it's like, have you been having car problems? Blah 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 blah. And then like I pull over and I'm like, something told me to like check my oil. Like I don't know, it's like intuitive. And my car literally had like no oil in it.
And
Like
your engine could have seized, and it could have been a very unpleasant
well,
experience.
the car that I had at the time, had like it consumed.
Again,
They
again,
never
again,
could figure
Spirit
it
saying to
out.
you,
Right.
take care of yourself. You got to learn how to take care of yourself, nurture yourself, take care of your car. Your car is your vehicle. Your
I
body is your
was. It was just a
vehicle,
bad
and your
car.
car
It
is
was
your
just a bad
vehicle.
car at that time. But yeah.
But
But no.
spirit is very creative that way, and will.
Right.
I had a similar experience where when I was a guest on MTV, and I was nervous about it. I said, "Look, it's Spirit. Are you sure? I mean, it's bad enough everybody on Long Island thinks I'm crazy. MTV is worldwide. Everybody can see this
Well, there's
program.
a lot of you guys in Long Island. There's a lot of you psychics that came out of Long Island. I swear
Yeah.
that's where like psychics are bred or something.
Well, it's an island. There's water all around us. You know what I mean? So, yeah, the affinity with water and being fluid and being able to pick up on stuff. And as they sent a driver to pick me up, we're driving in, same kind of situation. Car goes to cut us off, and the license plate, it was a vanity plate that read, "Trust me."
Oh,
So here I was thinking, are you sure I should be going on this, this gig to do MTV? Bump. The license plate said, "Trust me." So I was like, all right, I'm all righty then, I'll do it. So it's the same with you when you got cut off, and it was like, you better check your car, girlfriend. You need some oil in that tank. You know. So uh,
that's
all
many
those
years ago,
times,
but yeah.
all those signs, whether it's a
Right.
license plate, whether it's the lyrics to a song, whether it's finding a feather, change, look down. Oh my God, where did that money come from? And I always make
Right.
the joke. Listen, could you learn how to just manifest $1,000 bills instead of dimes? That would really make me happy. But boom. Kidding, not kidding. So but it's whatever you need, spirit provides for you. That's what's so
Right.
awesome. It's like, okay, I know Ginny's going to need 3 signs for her to get that. Okay, we're trying to get a message to her. Like the Bee Gees, I'm just music. I'm just trying to get a message to you. It's
Right.
so it wasn't just that. It was uh, the license plate. It was also you had to hear. You saw the license plate, but you also had to hear the. I
Is
guess
there
it was.
something wrong with the car, the radio? Yeah. Or is
Yeah,
there
yeah,
something,
yeah,
are you having problems? Yeah.
yeah. The
Yeah.
commercial.
Yeah.
So and then you go, oh, okay, you got my attention, right? So
Right.
everybody it's different. So it's know thyself. When you know what you need, the universe provides it. It's like beautiful thing. It's like instant
Right. Right.
manifestation. It's like the law of attraction. It's like all those wonderful things. Just bring it.
Yeah. Yay. Well, thank you so, so very much for coming on and talking to me. I really appreciate that. And so you have your call-in show coming up
Mhm.
next Thursday, right? Or is it next Thursday or is it Thursday after that?
Thursday after that, the 26th, I
Okay.
believe.
Okay.
Oh, she wants a date. She wants a number. Yeah, the 26th.
Okay.
7 o'clock
Okay. So,
Eastern. 7 o'clock Eastern. It's a live call-in, or they can ask me questions live in the chat part,
okay.
comment part, and I'm here for everybody. So the price is
All
right.
right.
Come on down. So to me this is like pro bono work. This is like, all right, I get it. Not everybody has the wherewithal to be able to treat themselves to a private session. Not a problem. You
Right.
can still access me through this platform, and
Yes.
it's a beautiful thing. So until then,
All right.
same bad time, same bad channel.
All right. Thank you so, so much for coming on. And I want to thank my listeners for tuning in to Talk Spirit. So thank you, thank you, thank you.